and this week we are going to make English muffins. So this week's bread is going to be a little different because we are going to be not cooking in the oven, we're going to be frying it on the stovetop. But we'll get to that in a little bit. We need to start by getting our yeast activated. This is going to be one of those ones where we have like lots of little things to do, not a lot of stuff to do. A lot of time waiting for it to rise and such. So, before we get to our yeast, you're gonna need yeast. You're gonna need sugar, white sugar, some salt, flour, cornmeal, which should be in your packet or in your supplies, and some butter. And this will make 10 English muffins. We're actually gonna eat ours tonight. We're gonna make, it's kind of weird, we're gonna make Philly cheesesteak sandwiches, and we're gonna use the English muffins for that. So it might be fun. We've never done that before with the English muffins. So I just have 1 1/4 cup of warm water, and I put my 1 tablespoon of sugar in there. Remember, we're trying to wake up the yeast, and we need to give it something to eat so it can wake up. So a nice warm bath and some food. So we have our warm water and our sugar. Okay. Mix that up, and then we need a teaspoon of yeast. I'm using a bulk yeast instead of the packets, so sorry. So that's why mine looks a little different. Mine's like a bulk deal. All right. I'm gonna hurry up and see. Ooh, you there? So I'm just gonna use my fork, and I'm just gonna stir that yeast into the sugar and water and get it nice and spread out, and then we're gonna wait about 10 minutes before we move on. If it's not exactly 10 minutes for you, then that's fine. As long as when you want to make sure your yeast is nice and foamy and fluffy before moving on, because if your yeast isn't good, then your English muffins aren't going to be good. So make sure you wait till your yeast is nice and frothy and fluffy before moving on to the next step, even if you have to start over again. Okay? All right, I'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. We're back. We just had a quick workout, so I'm sweating now.
Me too.
But I washed my hands, so I'm set to go. All right, so your yeast should be nice and foamy. And now we're gonna add in our melted butter. If you don't have butter, you can use oil or any type of oil. Olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, coconut oil if you've got it, but I'm gonna use butter because butter is better, right? Right, Olive?
Yep.
So 2 tablespoons of melted butter and 2 cups, 2 1/4 cups of flour. So 1, 2, and then 1/4. Remember, 1/4 is 1/4, 1/4 of flour. And our salt is 1 teaspoon of salt. And that's all our basic ingredients for these yummy English muffins. We're gonna use the cornmeal at the end, just for dusting. You know, when you get your English muffins, they have that like powdery, not even powdery, what is it called? Like grainy, that's what we're looking for. Grainy stuff on them, that we're gonna use the cornmeal for that. at the end. So I'm just mixing this up with my rubber spatula. I'll angle over here so you can see, hopefully not my sweat, but my spatula moving. And we're gonna combine it and then we're going to knead it. So we're gonna have about a 5-minute knead once it's combined here. I think I need to add a little more flour. Mine is pretty runny right now, and I didn't really measure my water when I did my yeast. Is probably exactly as I needed to, which is probably why I have a goopy mess now. So I'm gonna just add a little more flour. Hopefully you guys were accurate measures and don't have to add flour. So our first rise, once we get this kneaded, is going to be for 1 hour. And then our second rise is going to be for 20 minutes, and then we're going to fry it up. Okay, mine's looking a little more dough-like now. It's still pretty runny. I think that's just the nature of English muffins. So I'm gonna flour my table here a little bit. Trying to get ready to see it and not. There we go. Make sure my hands are pretty floury too, because it is a pretty sticky dough. Technical difficulty there.
Oh no, it's all stuck to the side of the bowl.
Whoa, this is super wet.
Do you want me to add some flour for you?
Yeah.
Tell me when to stop.
Okay, it does say you can keep adding flour to make it till it stops sticking to the countertop. Like I said, I did not. Oops, there's some more. I did not measure my water. I might have too much water in here to start with, which will be fine. We'll just have to add more flour. But we should be able to, when we're done kneading it, have it to be a ball type shape. So it's gonna have to be a little more firm than this. So if you need to add more flour, feel free to do so. It should not stick. So if you're sticking, you need to add a little more flour. Okay, sister, yeah. And hopefully you have a handy dandy third hand like I do to help you add that flour. This would be a perfect job for a younger sibling to help you out with right now. If they were wanting to help you cook, now is the time to put them to use. That actually might be good right there. It's still sticking to my fingers, but that's only because I had dough already stuck to them.
Do we dust all that flour off or something?
No, not you. go ahead and oil my bowl that this is gonna rise in for the next hour. You want the sides to be oiled so it doesn't stick to the side and you don't lose all your rise trying to get it out. She's just using cooking spray, but you could use olive oil if you wanted to. You could use coconut oil, whatever you have that's oily. Okay, so remember our test to test this. Now, I will say this is still pretty sticky, okay? You're gonna pull a piece off and see if you can stretch it open. See if you can stretch it. See, mine's breaking still, so I know I still need a little more kneading. Maybe a little more flour too, Olive. Just right on there. There you go. So I'm going to continue to knead this, and when it passes the window pane test, remember where I can stretch it and it doesn't break and it can kind of be transparent, I'm going to know it's done. And then I'm going to stick it in my bowl. I'm going to cover it with my plastic wrap. And remember, our trick is stick it in the oven with just the oven light on if you can. Okay, and that's going to be an hour. And we're gonna check it. We want it to have it double in size. So your first dough rise, you always want your dough to double in size, no matter what bread you're making, okay? So, I'm gonna continue doing this, but I'm gonna speed it up so you don't have to sit here and watch me do this for
hours and hours and hours.
And then I'll see you back here when my dough has doubled and when your dough has doubled. Hey guys, I'm back and I've taken my dough out of the oven. Not really oven, just wherever I was rising at, and I prepared here. You can use parchment paper. Oops, sorry. Parchment paper, whatever. And I've just sprinkled some of the cornmeal out onto my parchment, or I'm using this baking mat. They're just gonna rest here for 20 minutes and do our second rise here. So just whatever they can rest on. It can even be a towel if that's all you have. So remember, we're gonna be putting these into a frying pan, not the oven. So they're just here to rest. All right, so we're gonna set that aside. We're gonna get our dough out of our bowl. Hang out with us since you're in class. I guess you can come over here and help too. This would be like your class time. All right, so we're gonna get 10 English muffins out of this dough. So we have like Grand Prix out there, don't we? We're gonna, yeah, maybe shut the door. The best weapon here. Okay, just something to cut. I just don't want to cut because I don't have anything underneath on my countertop. I don't want anything super sharp that's going to go through. I want to be able to divide this up evenly. So the first thing we're going to do is cut in half. Ish. Remember, we're kind of want everything to be as equal as possible. No one wants to be the one who gets a small English muffin, right? So, Olive, let's test your math. We're gonna get 10 English muffins. Now we have 2 doughs, how many do we need to get out of each dough ball? 5 out of each. Very good. This Connor would be so proud. Okay, so 1. Oh, it's so sticky. 2. Oh, that's a big one. Those are big.
Do you use some flour?
No. We don't want to add flour at this point. 3. How many is that? I can't even count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Man, these are huge.
Big English muffins. You can make an English loaf.
So like they're not really the same size here. Let me try and even some of these out. That one's kind of smaller. It's kind of big. Oh, that's one of this. Okay, put that one down here so I can eyeball it. Okay. Well, those look not bad.
Okay.
Okay, so what we're gonna do, we want to make it into a ball, just like you would Play-Doh. And you're gonna move it to your mat here, and you're going to stick it here, and then you're gonna kind of press down. You know, English muffins are kind of flat. Press down. And just take a little more of your cornmeal, excuse me, and press it into the top. So they're not going to be like perfect, like, what's the brand name?
Like,
You know, those fancy ones with the nooks and crannies. Because they're handmade, and handmade is better. They'll taste better than those overpriced store-bought ones. All right? So press, kind of flatten it out, add a little more cornmeal on top. I'll leave yours because I had some on mine. Here. You start doing that, and I'll divide these up. So you're gonna have to have room for 10. We might have to get our other baking little parchment thingy out.
are we baking these on this or
No, they're gonna go in the frying pan. Frying.
in the oven?
No. How do you fry? Oh my goodness! I failed my own child.
Well, with cornbread, you like put them in the oven in the frying pan.
I know, but you're baking it still just in the
Frying pan?
frying pan.
Just to do one at a time?
We're gonna do a couple at a time, but we gotta let these rise for a few minutes first. Kind of making a ball. Like, put some effort into this. You didn't get the ugly one, Olive. No one wants the ugly one. You can make the ugly one when you get it. All right. Okay, we're gonna cover these with a towel and just let them rise for another 20 minutes or so. So get a towel out. 20 minutes. Okay, and we'll be back in 20 minutes once those are frozen. Bye. Okay, so after a little technical issue, we've got some English muffins going here, and you can see why we didn't want to put more than 4 on there because they got really big and puffy. Those are some big English muffins. So it's been about 9 minutes. I'm going to flip them. So you kind of want to flip them when they're hard, crusty on the bottom, and kind of a goldeny brown. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, remember, shorter cook time on the second side. So cover back up and you have about 5 minutes on that side. All right, our English muffins look like they're done. Both sides are a nice golden brown. We're just gonna set them on the, maybe. Oh my goodness, they're going everywhere. On the cooling rack to cool off, and then we'll do our second batch. Got some nice background music on in the back. Now our pan's gonna be a lot hotter this second time around, so keep an eye on the second batch a little more closely than you did the first batch, because it's already pretty hot. Alright, so 9 minutes on that first side again. Okay, remember the cook's important job is to what?
Taste test.
Taste test. Super, super fresh off the pan. Ooh, that thing is hot. Some butter on it. That's good.
Oh, that was the best English muffin I've ever had.
Can I have this one?
Alright, so enjoy y'all's English muffins.